really hear the smacking. Oh god, ASMR. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't like it at all.
I'll try and keep my smacking to a minimum. Welcome to Video Game Podtimism. It's the Optimist video game variety show where two best friends talk about the wonderful world of gaming. I'm Chase, and I'm filled with the Christmas video game spirit.
I'm David, and I'm filled with Christmas coal.
Oh, bad boy. Coming out swinging.
But I will internalize this coal, and with the pressure of my good-naturedness, I will turn it into diamonds all of the good boys and girls out there.
Who's getting them diamonds, though?
Good girls and boys.
Are you going to propose to me?
I mean, what do you bring to this relationship, I guess, is my question now.
Raw sexual energy. And,
yeah, okay. Sure.
Podcasting prowess.
Yeah, that's very true. You got me on both of those, but what about quiche?
Yeah, that's a fair point. My dog is... She's going to be with me. And she's coming with me to this relationship that you're proposing.
Okay, so it's going to be a very 2019 relationship is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay, tight. Or woke.
Hell yeah. Have you been playing video games?
Yes, I have. Now that you mention it.
Now that we're on this video game podcast.
Now that we're on the topic of video games, yes, I have.
That was an incredible segue. Thank you.
A game or two.
Which ones? What's crossing your fingertips?
I just blasted through Nier Automata, which was excellent. Excellent. I thought it was excellent.
Wow.
I don't say that much.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a very unique experience, and not only unique but engaging and fun the whole way through. I felt.
That's surprising. I wasn't expecting you to shine that hard on the review of it.
I thought it was really good. I mean, I played it for me to beat the whole game and get like the true ending is like 45 hours.
So you're digging deep. You're in core gamer mode.
Yeah, Nintendo knows me. I'm a core gamer, baby.
A
hardcore gamer. But no, and I thought what was really impressive is that it made me actually enjoy like the multiple ending scenario of a game.
Yeah, I heard it's kind of inventive in that way.
Yeah, I usually hate that.
Mm-hmm.
I usually despise it because I just want the regular ending. I think I talked about it with you when we did Sekiro.
Yeah, how there's like multiple endings kind of suck.
Yeah, the multiple endings are I don't like them in the way that Sekiro did it because it was like these really strange things that you wouldn't think to do.
Yeah, it's a little convoluted.
Yeah, it's super convoluted. You would never get like the true ending unless, you stumbled upon it by accident or some rando on the internet told you how to do it, right? Whereas this was more, it's like told you like, okay, go play through the game again and things will be different.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And it held up to that and it's like, yeah, it changes. The gameplay really changes a lot depending on what character you are, and there's different story elements to it because it's just once again a different character, but you get to see different sides of the story. It's pretty cool. I thought it was interesting.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that was a good game.
Hell yeah. Anything else on your docket right now? You've been touching anything else?
I just started The Messenger.
Oh yeah.
I got that on sale on the Nintendo eShop. Also, when we talk about things we love about games, or like small gaming wonders, I think is a segment.
That's what it is. Why don't you just take us right in there?
Holiday game sales.
Ah.
I love an electronic game sale.
It does feel good, doesn't it?
It feels so good.
Getting that 50% off tag and being like, yes, please.
And you just get the email notification at work and you're like, you just get like the bloodlust to find the good deals.
It's hunting season.
Yeah, because you're just like, I could get 3 of these games that I wanted for a long time for the same price as one of them would cost normally.
It's true.
Count me in. I'm a family of deal hunters. And I'll hunt the shit out of that stuff.
The Benavides, known deal hunters.
We are, dude. My family goes hard on Black Friday. It's a true fact. Hate you. You love to hate me, but it's true. We do it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say on that.
Hell yeah. I do enjoy a good sale. They do feel pretty nice.
They do.
I think Nintendo's been putting out some good ones recently.
Nintendo has some good ones. Sony had a good one on Black Friday. Best Buy had a good one. I had to go to the store, but I got Control for $30.
That's pretty good. That's half off.
Yeah, that was dope. So I will play that after I finish The Messenger.
Are you a one game at a time kind of guy?
I really try to.
It
depends on the game, though. Like, Overwatch could be a whenever time game.
That's your,
So
your bottom game.
It's like, yeah, my bottom B, my bottom G.
Yeah.
But then there's, I guess, depending on the game, like Golf Story I've been playing through just kind of leisurely.
Yeah.
Because it's just you jump in and you play a game of golf and you jump out. But something like Nier Automata, you have to just give like your full attention for like a couple hours at a time.
Yeah.
It's not a game where you're just like, I'm going to play like 5 minutes. No, you're playing for at least an hour. Otherwise, you're just going to lose a lot of progress.
Well, let me tell you about my small gaming wonder.
Let's hear it.
Because it kind of ties into that.
Yeah.
I have been playing through Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Ooh, okay.
I had started this like probably a year ago. It came out about a year ago, I think. And I had stopped. And the conundrum that I was running into was that my old PlayStation had a very small hard drive, and anytime I wanted to buy or play a new game, that meant deleting a bunch of other shit. So at some point, Odyssey was just culled from the herd, and I never went back. However, that PlayStation has since passed away. It has gone to the great electronic graveyard beyond.
R.I.P.
And the new, fresh, hot, new has come into my TV console, the PlayStation 4 Pro. And
you got the Pro, bro?
I got the Pro, bro.
Nice.
So far, not a ton of discernible difference. But
it's 4K Ultra HD gaming, dude.
Yeah.
The blacks are so much blacker and darker. You can tell the difference, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So continue.
The best part about the PS4 Pro, however, is the 1 terabyte hard drive, which I have now downloaded almost every game I own onto.
That's sweet.
And I took a little dip back into Assassin's Creed Odyssey and was like, hey, this was a pretty good game. I want to play this some more.
Yeah.
Shouts out to PlayStation 4 for having cloud saves, because I just got right back in it.
That's real convenient.
I was texting our friend Garen, and I said, hey, I'm playing this game. And he said, oh, me too. I think he'd been telling me about it, that he was playing. I booted mine up. I was level 15. I said, hey, Garen, what level are you right now? And he says, I've been playing for a little while. I'm level 50.
Damn.
That's, for a while, the level cap.
Garen is living
Garen
big.
just crushed. He does this with video games. Shouts out to Garen. I know you're listening. You're one of the 3 people
Garen.
that listen to this.
Homie to the end.
Homie to the end. He will find a game and just sort of fall into it like a pool of water, swim around in there, and then get out.
That's a beautiful metaphor. I'm imagining Garen swimming in a crystalline pool of water.
Filled with
crystal
daggers.
Clear.
Because it's Assassin's
Filled
Creed.
with daggers.
It's Assassin's Creed.
Filled with daggers and boats.
Yeah.
Lots of boats.
So my small gaming thing that I love and I'm so grateful for this week is the Ubisoft model of video games.
What's that?
So, Ubisoft makes Assassin's Creed. It also makes Far Cry and other games. Watch Dogs.
That's it. That's all
they do.
It's pretty much true.
No, they make other games. They make, I think they make The Division. They do...
Rayman?
I think they did do Rayman, but that isn't quite the kind of game that I'm trying to think of.
Sure.
Watch Dogs, like I said. Regardless, they all have this model of video game where you like have some kind of mechanic, whether it's like shooting or bows and arrows and shit in Far Cry. And they'll just open up this map to you and say, here's a bunch of stuff, go do it. Some games that's fun. Some games it's not, but in particular, Assassin's Creed Odyssey just nails this formula. Like you get a boat, you can go wander around Greece, you can kill some dudes, go take over some towns that have a bunch of guards in it that you can do. I don't know, something about it just scratches a gaming itch for me that is deep down.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In your plums?
In my plums.
It's plum. That's a plum. It's a plum feeling, everybody.
Put some air horns right there.
Put it in post.
Yeah. So yeah, I think something about the like checking all these things off the map feels really good.
You love that little bit of dopamine rush every time you get something ticked off.
I think it's the ticking off of a checklist. It's like feeling like I'm doing kind of like work almost. Like I've been very productive in killing a lot of people today in Assassin's Creed. I've killed a lot of folks.
You're so type A sometimes. Which
is weird because I feel like in a lot of my life I'm very type B, but sometimes in video games that type A just comes through strong.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah. That's pretty funny. The type A gamer.
I guess so. So like I was thinking about this recently. There was a bunch of other games that I saw that have been coming out and like, so a lot of people are talking about Outer Wilds right now because of the end of the year stuff. Not Outer Worlds, but Outer Wilds. And in Outer Wilds, it's like very like explorative and like there's a lot of systems and things you kind of need to like think about and sort and figure out what's happening. And for whatever reason, that kind of type A-ness doesn't feel good to me. When
type A-ness.
Type A-ness.
Damn, you're coming out swinging against type A right there.
Y'all type anus.
Y'all type anus.
That's horrible. That sounds so terrible. On our Christmas episode.
It sounds really bad.
I'm sorry, Santa Claus. How do I say this? The type A qualities of that game don't give me a particular gaming scratch in the way that like checking something off a list does. I think I need my work to be predefined rather than like go figure out this vague system that we have for you.
You need a purpose for your work.
I need a manager. I need a manager to tell me what to do.
You need a manager.
And Ubisoft is a great manager.
You were just the ideal Jeff employee.
I think so, yeah.
I think he's just molded you into his perfect being.
It's been like this for a long time though. Been playing games like this for a while.
That's true. Maybe it was just destiny.
That me and Mr. Jeff were gonna meet up one day.
Me and Mr. Jeff. Please can you make that like romantic comedy in the future?
Jeff and I. Type anus.
My crazy Jeff girlfriend.
30 Jeffs later.
I got nothing else right now.
Well, there's got to be some other rom-com in there.
I can't think of any other rom-coms.
10 Jeffs I hate about you? No, 10 things I hate about Jeff.
Sweet Home Bezos Bama.
Oh, wow. Yeah, getting in the portmanteau there. Digging deep.
There you go.
What are some Christmas ones? Jeff, actually.
Jeff. Fuck. Just specifically Christmas rom-coms, because are we counting Lifetime movies or like Hallmark movies?
I think you have to at this point. They're in the cultural like zeitgeist now.
Just have one called Jeff for Elf.
Jelf.
It's an acronym for Jeff I'd like to Elf.
Oh wow.
I don't feel like there's a lot of like big time theatrical rom-coms set for Christmas because they know they just can't compete with the Hallmark movies.
Yeah, well they used to do it pretty good back before Hallmark was a thing. What's the one with Jeffless in Seattle?
Jeffless in Seattle. Oh no, dude, Seattle hasn't been Jeffless for a long time.
It's true, but imagine if it were.
Imagine.
I think a lot of people would be pretty happy about that, to be honest.
It's like a Jeff nightmare, but It's just a Seattleite. Seattle
boys.
Is that what you call yourselves?
Yeah, at any like city council meeting, they'll get caught saying Seattle boys. Hey, why don't we talk about something that we know anything about?
That's a great idea before I make myself look like a jackass.
Cool.
Which I probably already did.
Yeah,
so
likely I'm in the same boat. So let's move on to our main segment.
Cool.
So this week, normally we would talk about one specific okayest game that just fills us with the spirit of Podtimism. However, we thought we might look back over the year, and rather than list our best games of 2019, we would instead list the most Podtimistic video games of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
That just, maybe not a 10 out of 10. They're not bad games, but man, did they do something that just fills us with the spirit of Podtimism.
Truly.
So I think what we can do is start at the bottom and then work up. So we both start with our number 3. We've got 3 games per.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll move on up to number 1.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. What's your number 3 most Podtimistic game of the year?
So wasn't released this year, but I played it this year.
Okay.
Just Cause 3.
Just Cause 3. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So, good game.
Good game, I hear.
Good mechanics.
Uh-huh.
Right?
It's like an open world action game, right?
Oh, yeah. Just Cause 3 is an open world action game where you are essentially playing as a spy, kind of like a James Bond on steroids type guy, right? And you're in this beautiful, like, open world in, I think, the Mediterranean, somewhere in Europe, like a beautiful, like, island country, right? So the setting's pretty cool. The gameplay is pretty good. There's some hiccups here and there, but after a while, it just kind of left me feeling pretty flat. Like, it just seems like after you get over kind of the setting and the certain mechanics, that it just kind of becomes that kind of grind, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
Of like you were talking about Ubisoft games earlier. This has somewhat similar. This might be an Ubisoft game. It has some of those similar mechanics in that it's just like this huge open world, and then you go around like freeing different towns, and you get like more area for the rebels against the bad guys. And just after a while, it just felt like the same shit over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
And you had to do it to like progress in the game. You had to like unlock more land, or like free more land and cities to be able to progress in the story. And I just couldn't do it at a certain point. But I mean, good. A lot of great things to say about the game. Good driving mechanics. They were fun. The parachute's cool. The grapple hook is cool. But
I was about to say, like, what's your nugget that you pull out of that game that you just love?
It's probably the grapple hook. The grapple hook plus the parachute and just kind of traversing the terrain. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun. That definitely went a long way of keeping me interested. That was probably the best thing about it.
Hell yeah. Well, congratulations, Just Cause 3, for the number 3 spot on David's most Podtimistic games of the year.
An okay game.
One of the okayest, in fact.
One of the okayest of the year. So your OKE will be coming in the mail. You will be paying for postage and for the award as well. But we will send it to you. You will find our invoice also attached.
It is a subpoena. You do have to pay for it.
Yes, this is a legally binding document. What about you? What's your number 3?
Let me tell you about my number 3. I went back and forth. Like I said, the number 1 spot was like absolutely obvious to me. It came to me that's the first thing I thought of. Was like, yes, absolutely this game. 2 and 3 kind of duked it out for a long time.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of games this year that came out that were like imperfect, and I still enjoyed quite a few of them. And I think when it comes down to it, my third place is also sort of a spot that was similar with you in that I enjoyed it for a while, and then I just never played it again.
Yeah.
That game is The Division 2.
Okay.
The Division 2, also an Ubisoft game, oddly enough.
Uh-oh.
This is the shooting game from Ubisoft, like post-apocalypse in like DC, or I think, yeah, this one was DC. It felt really good. I played it on PC, so it like looked great. The like shooting felt fantastic, and like definitely had those little beats of progression that I like, where like you in any of the looter shooters like Destiny or anything like that, where you get a new gun, feels real good. Just rinse and repeat over and over again. That like loop felt really good to me. And it just kind of kept getting better. You would unlock more parts of the map, and like you said, it's the standard sort of like exploration action adventure genre. And I enjoyed a lot of that. But I think, yeah, once you play 40 hours of that, it's like, I don't know if I need to keep doing this, which is a bummer, because I hear like with a lot of those games, the end game is almost always the best part, where you like get to go like get some really cool guns or some really cool gear and like raid with a bunch of other people. But I don't know if I really like wanted to do that very much. I kind of just wanted to like progress and then get to it and be done.
I feel you. Yeah.
So it served a great purpose, and I enjoyed a lot of it. I think the general consensus among like a bunch of critics was like, yeah, it's great. It's also still just the Division. It's the first one, but the second one now. That's
always tough when they don't innovate at all. Yeah.
But yeah, I had a great time with it. Do not regret any part of that purchase.
Okay. Well done. Well done. The Division 2, you are okay.
Yeah. What's your number 2?
So this is a franchise that's very near and dear to my heart. For many years, it's based off of one of my favorite things in the world, basketball. Yeah. Been playing these games since the 2009 version, I believe.
Oh man, I just figured out what you're gonna do. This is wild.
It's NBA 2K19, but it is for the Nintendo Switch version only.
Whoa.
Is my second okayest game of 2019.
Tell me why.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a
okay game. So why is it okay? It's okay because it manages to pack every little bit of actual NBA 2K19 onto a portable system.
Yep.
That's the best part about it. It's so cool to be able to do that, to be able to play a full-fledged NBA game, NBA 2K game, in a car.
Yep.
Or on a plane. Yep. Or anywhere. But it looks so bad. It looks so bad in comparison to the other ones. Like, it's comically bad. And it doesn't control that well. Just in general, the game itself has just such a terrible time with microtransactions and just really being unfriendly to the consumer. That it just kind of gets my Bernie Sanders, Jimmy's Russell in a lot of ways.
Need a freer market for yourself.
Pretty much. But other than that, it's pretty great to be able to just kind of go in and play as my Sacramento Kings boys.
Go
Shout
Kangs.
out. Yeah. So it's pretty cool, but also pretty frustrating in a lot of ways.
I had heard some things about the 2019 version not being all that good for the microtransaction-y reasons.
It's gotten worse every single year I've played the game. I think the last one I purchased was like 2K13.
Whoa.
I think 2K12.
Yeah.
One of those two. And then I think I was living with Eric and he bought 2K14.
Mm-hmm.
And they started doing the microtransactions more, and they started being like you couldn't play the game unless you had like an online connection. I'm just like, this is dumb. I should be able to play this game right now without internet.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to have internet to be able to play the game.
Yeah.
It's just, and then I was just like, this is bad. And that's when I stopped buying them. Mm-hmm. But then NBA 2K19 on Switch came out, and it was like $6 on Switch, another eShop sale.
Tempting.
And I was just like, hey, it's this or like a Big Mac. I'll take NBA on the go.
Just like you could take a Big Mac on the go.
Hey.
Doesn't look very good, doesn't leave you feeling very great, but it is very cheap.
You want to sponsor us, McDonald's?
Hey, what up, though?
Shout out.
I've been fueled by McDonald's since 1990.
I can 100% corroborate this story. I have seen you eat an obscene amount of chicken nuggets.
One might say ungodly. Infinite chicken nuggets.
Infinuggets. It was truly impressive. An impressive sight to see you eat that many chicken nuggets sometimes.
It always feels impressive.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2 okayest game.
Let's hear it.
I want to be the okayest. Like
Oh.
no one ever was. To catch some is my real test. To play
be bland is my cause.
It's Pokemon.
Is it Let's Go or the actual
It is
Swordy?
Pokemon Sword is the one that I've been playing, so I assume Shield as well, but haven't laid eyes on that one. So I think it's the same game, but nobody knows. I've been playing a lot of this game. I enjoy a lot of it. I've been all up in these Pokemon games for a while. I wouldn't consider myself like one of the hardcore fans. Like I'm not grinding for shinies. I'm not getting like all my EVs, whatever those like secret points are that they have. I got nothing on those. However, I do always want to catch them all. I do sometimes catch them all.
Really?
Yeah, I did. What was it? I didn't do it in the original Red, but I think I did it in Fire Red or whatever that one was, the re-release.
Yeah.
And then not the second generation, but I think the third one, Emerald or whatever that was.
Okay, sure.
Those ones felt pretty good to get all of them in.
Mm-hmm.
But I play this game, and then I look at my Switch, and I also see Breath of the Wild is also on my Switch. And I'm like, Nintendo, specifically Game Freak, come on, guys. Just give it to me.
So, it's so true, and it hurts.
Just give me this game.
If there was like a lifetime okayest company award,
It's definitely
it might
Game
go
Freak.
to Game Freak.
It's true. They consistently put out really okayest games.
For doing one innovative game and just cashing off of it.
Yeah.
For the last 25 years?
Yeah, almost 30 at this point. Like, holy hell.
Like, what came out? Pokemon
Like 94.
Blue and
I
Red,
think.
94, 95?
Yeah, I think that was around there. A long time ago.
I mean, good on them for, like, making money, but shit.
I am here for it. I don't like the narrative on the internet recently has been that like Game Freak is selling out their fans, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm not really on board with that.
Same.
The whole like controversy around them taking like half of their like national decks out. I don't totally care about that. Like it's a bummer that you can't literally catch them all in this game, but
Ooh. Chase, I don't know if we can release this one on the internet now. The Poke Boys are going to come after you.
it's true they are. But hear me out, Poke Boys. Let me come with a plan.
Poke Boys, please.
Let me come with a plan. Here's what Pokemon needs to do. They need to put out a Pokemon base game. Mm-hmm. It is almost like the Coliseum or something like that.
Sure.
It's a game that can scale very well. You can add more Pokemon to this game if you need to, with patches and stuff like that.
Patches, okay.
However, in every other major release of Pokemon, there are no other Pokemon from previous games in it. It is only new Pokemon.
Sure.
So they don't have to maintain this huge backlog of Pokemon in every single game. You got your base game for that. If you want to go fight your bros, if you want to go compete online in a tournament or something, or like hang out with them or do some cool stuff, you could do some cool stuff with that, right? It'll be cool.
Sure.
But with the new fresh Poke game, none of them. You get none of those in there. You just get the new ones. So they have all this time to, I don't know, make it kind of like Breath of the Wild. Let me go exploring with my pokes.
I feel like people would not have cared about it if it was like that.
Yeah, that's probably true. If it wasn't so much like the other Pokemon games that came before it, they probably would have said, well, our national decks got cut in half, but I can go throughout this entire world. And again, I don't know if you've played the Poke game yet, but like it shows little glimmers of it every now and then.
Mm-hmm. I have not played the newest Poke game.
There's like areas in it called like wild areas where you can just like wander around and like it feels open world-y. It's not perfect. Like you can't do nearly as much as you can in like a Breath of the Wild or something like that.
Sure.
But it's, you can see Pokemon wandering around. You can go way far in the distance and come back and like all sorts of stuff. Like it feels good, but it's just the echo, the whisper of an open world game.
It's punished Pokemon.
Yeah, correct.
And you want solid Pokemon.
I want to Breath of the Poke.
Breath
I wanted,
of the Poke.
I need it, man. All that said, I really enjoy this game. It's definitely the most enthused I've felt about a Pokemon game in a really long time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I like Sun and Moon was okay. I didn't love it. Like I found it like there was just so much dialogue in that game and it was just grating after a certain point of like I just want to go catch the pokes and like fight the pokes. That one was okay. I didn't play a ton of X and Y. I think I was like in college when that came out, so it was like I like just didn't have a minute for that.
Yeah.
Black and White was good, but like again, all of these are like okay, but none of them have really got me quite as hard since like Emerald or whatever, Ruby, all those games until now, just because it's like being able to catch them all seems feasible. I love being able to see Pokemon in the open world and like not have to just like grind for whatever poke. You can see it usually. Sometimes you can't, but like for the more rare ones, they're still like kind of under the grass, but it like pushes you to be like, well, you don't have to fight 100 Zubats to get to like the cool Pokemon.
I did hate that.
It felt terrible.
I did, yeah.
That part of the game felt terrible.
I didn't like that at all.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 2. Do you want to do your number 1, your most Podtimistic game of the year?
I will. My number
Please.
1 okayest game, Podtimistic game of the year
Yeah.
is
Yes.
Steam World Heist.
Steam World Heist. Whoa.
Yeah.
Out of left field.
Yeah. Do you know, are you familiar with this game at all?
We haven't talked about this because this is wild. I haven't played Steam World Heist. I have played Steam World Quest.
Oh, really?
The card game, yeah.
That's like the fantasy one?
Yeah, they're in like a fantasy world, and yeah, it's like a card game. You just collect a bunch of like decks and you can fight other people and shit.
Sure. Okay. So Steam World Heist is
Yes.
set in outer space,
Okay.
and it's kind of like a turn-based shooter,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all 2D,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's kind of like a 2D, somewhat side-scrolling shooter that
Okay.
has some roguelike elements built into it.
Okay.
So it's an interesting concept, right?
Yeah.
The characters are interesting enough. The writing's decent.
Mm-hmm.
The music's okay. Music is just kind of I still don't know how I feel about the music. It kind of tries to go for like this industrial space vibe, but I just don't know if I enjoy listening to that for like on repeat
Yeah.
for like 15 minutes when I'm playing a level.
Sure.
But what it does good, it has an interesting gameplay mechanic in that you can like ricochet bullets off of walls, kind of like Worms, I guess. It's kind of like Worms.
Oh, nice call out.
Yeah, similar, right? You can ricochet things, and you can kind of see the arc of your shot if it's something like a missile or anything like that. So you have to think about where you position people and kind of how that gun works, and also thinking about the enemy shields or like who you want to take out first or if there's a boss or anything like that. So it makes you think in different ways. But I just felt that after a while I kind of lost steam.
No
Steam
pun intended.
World.
No pun intended.
Hey. Because it seemed that the game wanted you to go back and grind with the new characters and crew members that you would collect. And they would be the ones that would give you a different experience with the game, but they weren't scaled right. So you would have to go back and like just grind for a while these old levels that you've played through to get these new members of your team up to snuff to be actually doing the new cool things that they could do.
I think Quest also did this.
I didn't like that one bit.
They give you a person and they're like, all right, cool, he's like 5 levels below you or something.
It's just like, to beat the game, why am I incentivized to go and use these new characters that you've obviously spent time on if all I can do is just have like a core of 3 and just power fuck everybody?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah. And so it just lost me after a while.
Yeah.
And I thought
but still did some cool stuff.
It did some cool stuff. The shooting was cool. I liked the graphics. It had that nice kind of what you call it, peristaltic?
Periscopic?
Periscopic?
I think so. I think
effect,
that's a thing.
Where it had like that really nice kind of depth of a 2D game.
Yes.
2D environment depth.
Yeah.
So that was cool. The shooting was cool. The characters were interesting. They had funny dialogue and writing, which was nice. But story was very meh.
Yeah.
Okay. The progression just kind of bugged me with the characters. And the guns weren't that great either.
Yeah.
If they had really interesting, cool, different guns you could use, that would be sweet. But they all seemed just kind of like a power creep more than anything else. Just like a very okay mechanic.
Yeah.
Doesn't really add anything, but it doesn't really detract from the game.
Interesting. It's so weird. I thought about putting SteamWorld Quest on mine because I did enjoy that game quite a bit. And yeah, it's odd. I feel like the complaints about Quest and Heist seem pretty similar, so I'm glad you brought that. I had no idea you played that game.
Yeah, I've had never any reason to talk about it.
That's kind of how I felt about Quest. Again, despite really enjoying it. When I was playing, I was like, this is a pretty good game.
Yeah, when I was playing, I was just like, oh, that was fun. That was a fun level.
Yep.
That was interesting decisions that had me do, but it wasn't like, oh my god, that was so unique and fun and interesting. It's just like, yeah, that's good.
Can I tell you about my number one?
Let me hear it.
The number one okayest game in my category is Fire Emblem, The Three Houses.
Really?
Yeah, buddy.
You played so much
a
of
lot
that.
of that
you
game.
Played
I played so much
of
it.
I would for a solid 2 or 3 months when I would log on to my Switch.
Yeah,
that would be
me,
what you would be playing.
Grinding, baby. I'm in there fighting wars.
Damn. Okay.
I loved this game. I played it so much, as you can attest to. Man, there's so much stuff just weird about it that I'm like, why is it like this? Why did they decide to do this? The great things about it, the characters are so good. For I feel like that's so rare in a Japanese based game that has to get localized over here. That it's so hard for them to nail getting across the pond, as I'm sure is the opposite, right? I'm sure when a game is localized to Japan from America, they're like, what? Who are these people? This is so weird. But they got it so right. A lot of the voice acting is genuinely pretty good.
Okay.
The story is okay, but I enjoyed the effects you would have on choosing a specific house. You can kind of see how those different things play out. The tactics are tactics. They are fine. I've played most of the Fire Emblem games, and this one seems to be the least difficult out of all of them. And you had to be so careful in some of the older ones, not to just fuck up once. And I appreciate that they kind of pulled that back a little bit, but I think they went way, way far in the other direction where by the end of it, nobody can kill you. Your main character guy, if you level him up enough, you just cannot be killed. I tried playing on hard one of the run-throughs, and it was fine up until the very last level where they just pour dudes on you and everybody dies. I'm like, well, okay. So yeah, great, amazing game. Also, so many strange things. The UI is not great. Like I said, the tactics aren't particularly difficult. I kind of wish it was a harder game.
Sure.
It seems like a lot of the logistics in the game seem really difficult to do. Why do I have to run over to this one spot anytime I want to do this one specific thing in your courtyard or whatever?
Sure. And
I think to me, this is what makes an okayest game to me, is that I really, really enjoyed it and love a lot of it, but there's I have to take the other parts of it too to really be okay with it.
Gotcha. Okay. You had to ignore a lot.
I wouldn't even say a lot. There was just stuff in there that I was like, God, guys, this could have been so great. But yeah, I love that game. I adore it, and also there's all sorts of strange things in it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okayest game of the year for me.
There you go.
Despite putting 100 hours into it.
Easily. My God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, cool. Good job. Yeah. Good job to us.
Those are our okayest games of the year. Hell yeah.
They were very okay.
Great. Well, you want to move on to our holiday cheer section?
What if I said no?
Then we would just end the podcast and never be friends again. High stakes.
Damn.
High stakes.
Holiday cheer or fuck you forever.
Yeah. Holiday cheer or never friends here.
Wow. Okay.
It is Christmas. I do need to put that in a limerick.
Oh, can I just say something?
Yeah.
I messed up my Sweet Home Alabama Jeff Bezos joke. It should have been Sweet Home Alabezos.
That is good.
That's better. That's Jeff Obama. I was just farting out of my face.
I get your heart's in the game, but your head wasn't.
My head wasn't there, so I apologize to everybody for that.
It's anyways, okay. I'll edit it so you sound super smart.
Just edit that back in and then keep this conversation in.
Yeah.
So people know.
Perfect.
There you go.
So normally during this part of the show, we will do some sort of rotating bit. Some of the likes of which have been me reading some poetry and David trying to guess some questions, or us deciding what to make a sequel of to a game with wild, shining success.
Many times.
Today, I want to propose making a game that has no sequel. It is just a quill. It is the first game. It's a fresh game, a new one.
A fresh boy.
I was trying to think of Christmas games, and I was coming up short. Games specifically about Christmas. A lot of movies about Christmas, not a lot of games about Christmas.
You could make some good games about Christmas, man.
I think we need to make a good game about Christmas.
Okay, here's the first thing that coming straight off the dome.
I'm
Feel
ready.
free to just throw this back right at me. What if it is Rudolph sleigh racing? Kind of like pod racing from N64 Star Wars, but it's Rudolph, and it's all different sleighs.
That's a good start. I like this.
That being said, it's not really a story.
No, but you could pigeonhole one in there. There is a story in Diddy Kong Racing, I think.
Diddy Kong. I never played Diddy Kong Racing, actually.
I think it had a story, maybe. Rudolph the Cart-Nosed Reindeer is pretty good.
I feel like it doesn't need to be the whole game, though. It could be like a component of it.
A mini game, a transportation part of it. Tell me, have you heard of the Strand genre?
Like Death Stranding?
That's what Hideo Kojima is referring to his games now as.
Fucking Hideo. God, that guy.
The Strand genre.
I have not played Death Stranding yet, so don't say too much, but what does this even mean?
A Strand game is a game about connections, David.
Okay. You still have me.
So in Death Stranding, you deliver packages. That is the entire video game.
Okay. Impressive.
Yeah, it's a game. It is a video game.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea how I feel about it. Still. However, I think it lends itself perfectly to our proposed game.
Oh, because we are delivering. We are Santa Stranding.
The year is 2050. Norman Reedus has died.
Norman?
And with him, the Christmas spirit.
Oh, shit.
The magic that once powered Santa's sleigh is no longer with us.
Damn. All right.
The world has been devastated by a lack of Christmas presents. And there's only one man who can bring us back together.
Is it Santa Claus?
It's Santa Claus. It's Santa Claus. And what he is going to do is he is going to hand deliver every one of these packages. The name of this game is Death Stranding 2 Santa Claus.
Starring Hideo Kojima.
Starring Hideo Kojima as Santa Claus. Santa Hardman.
Santa Hardman. Red Suit Man?
I think Red Suit Man is better, yeah.
I'm ready for it. Oh, man.
So, the game could be that when you start out, it's just you walking from place to place. And as you invigorate the Christmas spirit in one town or another, the power of the reindeers come back, and you can go into the cart minigame that will take you from one town to another. But still, the first part of it is just walking from town to town.
Okay. Just like literally, it is Google Maps terrain of like walking from Sacramento to Davis.
That is kind of what Death Stranding is.
Really?
Honestly, it's such a strange game, David. That game is so fucking weird.
Like, is it fun? That's an awful long pause.
I don't have the words to explain to you whether yes or no is an appropriate answer.
an appropriate answer, yes or no, to is it fun? I don't know if I have an appropriate answer for that.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe what my answer is.
God, I'd feel like and some part of me never wants to play this game because I don't want this illusion of what it is to be broken from my mind.
See, that's the magic of this game, though. Even when you play it, the illusion is not broken. It's still just as confusing.
That's impressive.
It's something only Hideo could do.
Hideo, you son of a bitch.
You did it again.
You did it again.
Okay. Should we do any... Who are the characters in the story? Who are the major characters and plot points?
Okay. Fat Red Suit Man.
Fat Red Suit Man.
No, Fat Red Suit Man.
Fat Red Suit Man. That is Hideo playing Santa Claus.
Yeah. Red Heart. Red Heart
Red
Boy.
Heart. Red Heart Boy. Who's this?
Rudolph. He doesn't have a red nose. He has a red heart.
Is it an actual reindeer, or is it like a man or a woman?
It's a man deer.
A man deer. Oh God, is this like a centaur or something?
Very similar in my mind.
I am ready to take the sleigh.
Or it could be like, in keeping with the very Hideo theme, the top part would be like a man, but the bottom part would be a cyborg deer. You already knew what I was going to say before I said it, didn't you?
I did, yeah, because I can see what Metal Gear looks like, and it already kind of looks kind of weird and animalistic. It's
Metal Gear Man Deer.
That's the new name. Fuck Death Stranding 2. It's Metal Gear Man Gear.
Yeah. So that's another character.
Yep.
Another character is obviously the sleigh. It is sentient. It definitely has a nerdy personality or something like that.
Sure, yeah.
Has a weird personality. I was imagining it would be like an Otacon type character.
Is there any like major story? Is there any conspiracy in this game? Like there usually is in some Hideo games. Is the Lale Lule Lo behind all of this?
I mean, I don't see how they couldn't be.
That is true.
Right?
Who else would steal the Christmas spirit?
I mean, they pretty much stole Christmas spirit from the world when they took, what was it, the cipher with all that money on it and created the Patriots, so...
Spoilers for Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, I guess.
3, Snake Eater.
It's like a 50-year-old game.
Metal Gear Solid 4, 2. Those are old games. If you haven't played those, go play them. They're good. Okay.
If you haven't played them yet, you're nasty.
Yeah, you're nasty. You're basic.
So there was a global conspiracy to take down Christmas.
Yeah.
And the only person not in on it was Santa Claus, and now he's having to take revenge.
Mm-hmm. But he's actually punished Santa.
What?
Did you play MGS5?
No.
It's Snake is called Punish Snake. In MGS5.
So he's punished Claus.
He's punished Claus.
Not Red Suit Man.
There could be a Red Suit Man as well. There could be Fat Red Suit Man, and there could be Punished Claus.
Punished Claus is like the old Santa Claus. Like he was doing it like eons ago.
Because it's Hideo, so there definitely could be clones.
There almost certainly is clones, I think.
Yeah. So we have Fat Red Suit Man, Punished Claus.
Yeah.
Man Deer Metal Gear?
Man Deer Metal Gear.
Man Deer Metal Gear. And the sleigh.
And the sleigh.
Sleigh Boy.
I think I like the sleigh.
Just the sleigh?
The name.
No, you're right. That's better. The sleigh.
It's spelled SLAY.
Yes. Where's my sleigh? It's actually just... It's actually just Raiden.
From Metal Gear.
Yeah.
That's true. That is totally a viable thing that we could put in this video game.
He's a robot.
Who's going to stop us?
Maybe he turned into a robot sleigh.
Maybe he turned into the sleigh.
Shit. This is getting pretty good. I think we already have like 95% of a good Hideo game right now.
Yeah. What is the end of this game? What's its natural conclusion?
Fat Red Suit Man and Punish Claus in a duel, a bare knuckle brawl on top of, during the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. At the very end where Santa Claus comes out and they're just fighting.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, Punished Claus is actually the marionette here. He's been pulling the strings the whole time.
Yeah, it's kind of like a boss, big boss, or boss and snake thing.
Yeah.
Big boss, yeah. Big boss, yeah.
Do they respect each other, or does Punished Snake resent big or red suit man?
Punish Claus just thinks fat red suit man's a little bitch. You know? It's just like this fool with his optimism and his Christmas spirit.
He's got everything.
I'm Punished Claus.
That would be a real Hideo dialogue line. I'm Punished Claus.
Yeah.
Like before they fight.
And then he has also like a minion, like this weird kind of creature minion called Krampus Claus. But it's Claus, Claws.
Sure. That launches nuclear warheads.
Yes.
It's also just Metal Gear. Man, we talk about Metal Gear a lot on here.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
It's a deep well of video game funnies.
It truly is. Because no matter what ridiculous thing you say, it could still happen in a Metal Gear game.
Yeah, it's still canon.
Still canon.
Well, perfect. That's a great sketch, and I will go tell Hideo about this.
You know, I was in the same room as Hideo once.
When was this? Why didn't you tell me? Did you kiss him?
Yeah, dude. Comic-Con.
But was he... How was it good?
I thought I told you about this.
Not the kissing part.
Oh, yeah, no. He was very, very gentle, but authoritative.
Tender. Oh, okay. He was confident.
Yeah, he was very confident.
Yeah.
A confident lover. It was good.
That's what we want.
Yeah. You'd expect nothing less from Hideo.
Hell yeah. Do you have any Christmas-themed gaming wisdom?
Christmas-themed game. That's it. That's it for our original game.
Oh yeah, no, we're done. It's wrapped up. What else do you need?
That's it. We got 4 characters and we got an ending.
That's it. That's all a video game needs.
Okay, I'm down. Just
cut and wrap.
There we go.
It.
It's good. It's good. Christmas-themed video game wisdom. Yeah, you know, sometimes you have your wish list for Christmas, and you have your wish list for life too, you know? And you have it in a certain order, and you hope that you get what you asked for, but sometimes it doesn't work out. And you know, sometimes the thing that you actually end up with is the thing that you actually needed the whole time. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Don't be an ungrateful little shit.
Wow. Real twist of the knife there at the end, too. That's good.
Yeah, I guess.
Hell yeah.
What about you?
My Christmas-themed gaming wisdom is the Christmas where I got Okami was the best Christmas.
That's it.
That's it.
That's pretty wise.
I loved that Christmas. I played Okami for like 5 days after I got
Damn, really?
I played so much Okami.
What was my best Christmas? My best Christmas was when I got the original PlayStation and Spyro. That was a good Christmas. Oh yeah.
I was gonna ask, as a segment, like, what's your fondest gaming memory? But that sort of just is like nostalgia masturbation. Mm-hmm.
It's that
only one. 90s kid will remember getting the N64 for the first time.
It's true. I remember when I got that too.
As do I.
That was a great moment.
But there's no jokes in there. There's no funnies.
There isn't. It's just, yeah. Does anybody else remember
when? Hey, remember Spyro? That's kind of what our show is, though.
That's, yeah, an oversimplification, but pretty true. Yeah.
We do other stuff. We come up with games in 10 minutes and then cut that segment real short because we just want to eat a fucking chicken gyro real bad.
Is that
it's just sitting there.
No. Oh, fuck. No, dude, don't you realize you actually just cracked the perfect ending to that game?
What is it?
The game, you think you're just about to get into a bare-knuckle brawl between the two Santas, then it just cuts to black, and then it's just some dude eating a chicken gyro, and then the game ends.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's much better.
You cracked it.
That's an extra $1 million, Hideo, please.
It's a beautiful ending.
And this is a beautiful ending to a podcast. Goodbye.
Chicken gyros. See ya.
Chicken gyros. Merry Christmas. Now I can slop all I want. No one's going to hear me except you.
That is far too... Oh, I can really hear the smacking.
Yeah.
Oh, God, ASMR. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't like it at all.
I'll try and keep my smacking to a minimum.
No worries.